we appreciate everyone that has supported us, my brothers and myself, and our family and our endeavors. But it's funny. Yeah, I just did a interview today. That's why I'm dressed like this. Thank you for telling me how nice I looked. Not too late. There you go. There you go. And the last question the guy asked was, Victor, you and Leonard, and Leonard, remember, she's not, unfortunately, wasn't there. He said, Victor, you and Lynn are very successful. Why do you do it? And at first I gave him the stat-pat answer that I just gave you. But I'm going to tell you why I do it. I saw my oldest brother, the guy that got me started in sports, the guy that I'll never forget. I was in a tree waiting for my brother Merrill to come home once, and a guy walked by, and he was Japanese, and I called him a Jap. His name was Kenneth Keoho. So Merrill gets off the bus, we go walking to the corner, and guess who's there waiting for me? Kenneth Keoho. Merrill says, what do you want? He goes, I want to fight him. Now, Kenneth Keoho is 4 years older than me, and I was a little chicken. I still am. And I go, I don't want to fight. He's too big and everything. So I didn't fight him, and Merrill was just livid. Wouldn't talk to me for a week. So guess what? That Saturday, we go up to Foster Village, same pool, and there's Kenneth Keoho. And now I got to fight him. I can't run twice. So I'm fighting Kenneth Keoho. He starts beating me up, and I curl up in the ball that little kids do when they start getting beat up. And my brother says, John this time, because Merrill, he would have let me get beat to hell, man. He was that way. John says, all right, they've had enough. And Lonnie Keoho goes, let them keep fighting. And my brother John says, I said they had enough. And Lonnie says, what are you going to do about it? And John punches Lonnie in the stomach. He starts crying, and the fight's over. That was my brother, always standing up for me. And then it got to the point where I was standing up for him. He was the smartest guy I ever met. He was a much better athlete than I was. He's the most talented person I know, and he was just plagued, tormented with these demons. He used to run around the house. I mean, this elementary school kid looking up to my brother and be running around, why me? Why me? Lord, why me? I mean, crying for no reason. It got to be where when I was in college, sometimes he'd come to see me and he'd look at me, just out of the clear blue. Are you the devil? No, John, I'm your brother Victor. Are you Jesus Christ? No, John, I'm your brother Victor. Yes, sir. And every now and then he'd flip. And I could tell you other stories, but I won't go there. But eventually, he became this recluse in Florida. And it got so bad, he was living with my parents, that he was a danger to my parents, so we put him in a trailer house about 2 or 3 miles away. And Merrill was living not far away, and I would come down, this is before Planet, I'd come down regularly to check on him, but it was much to protect him from our parents as anything. And one day my dad went to go, and he, remember, he was into this, he was being punished for his sins. So he started eliminating every modern convenience because he figured he had to get back. You guys ever seen that movie? Gosh, they did the movie on it with, something other. Anyway, the priest was whipping himself with the whips and all. The Da Vinci Code. The Da Vinci Code. That's what people do. They think they got to punish themselves for their sins. People that aren't right in the head. And that's what John did. So first he got rid of the television and then the phone. And Vicky remembers because we couldn't call him and we couldn't, clock, and they turned off the refrigerator. And then he got rid of the air conditioning in July, in August, in Florida. And when my dad came to pick him up, take him to the doctor, this is my father opening the door to find his oldest son dead on the floor of this trailer. And we never figured out whether it was the heat or his heart. But we didn't need to. We didn't want to. He was gone. That's all we knew. And so 3 days later, we had the funeral. And the only people that were there for the most talented person I know was the immediate family. And I said, that is not the way my brother is going to go out. I said, he will be remembered. They will remember John W. Brick. My dad's John C., so that's why the W is so important. But the point is that was the genesis. But do you know why we really do it, why Lynn and I really do it? You have, and we're all familiar with it, Maslow's hierarchy of basic human needs. And it starts with the basics, food, shelter, clothing, and you work up the hierarchy till you get to the top. And the top is self-actualization, where you're really trying to figure out what's important in your life and what is the meaning of life and what you want to be remembered for. And here's this guy that knew all about brick bodies and planet telling me I'm sick. And I said, that's not what I'm going to be remembered for. When I'm dead and gone, they won't know anything about that. What I want to be remembered for is the JWB. And the funny thing is they don't have to remember Lynn and I at all. But they do need to remember the JWB. And I hope, and almost everybody in here is half my age. So you remember this. You remember I said this. When I'm gone, and you guys are still around, you can say with pride, I helped launch that thing. I was there in the beginning. We rolled with Victor and Lynn. So come out, support the foundation, support the race for the people that you know that are afflicted with mental health, for all of those that are touched, and to make a difference in the world. But for the most part, come out for yourselves. Because ultimately, you will be judged by what you give back to society. And I will hope that this would be part of it. Can I have an amen? Amen, amen, brother. Thank you.
All right, very good. Victor, thank you. I want to try something before everybody logs off. Don't log off.